Go ahead, sir.
No boy, here we go again. This is Atlanta 946 WQIR 514. My name is Justin.
And Atlanta 750 WRMR 367. My name is Jeff.
And Blue Ridge 63 WRWM 344. My name is Mike.
And we're going to start taking early check-ins for the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. At this time, I'd like to call out to McDonough 22. Tim, are you monitoring?
Justin, you dropped out there, but I thought you might have called from McDonough 22. I'm standing by here, WRCR 952. Was you calling me?
I pulled you back a little bit.
Indeed, I was. I was calling you because I understand we had a little trouble last week with the audio on the McDonough repeater, and I wanted to see if we could get it tuned in for better performance this week. So Jeff just made an adjustment between that previous transmission and this one. Is that any better?
You're dropping out on me about every other word. It's like, oop, you, what, sounds like that.
I can pull us back a little bit more, but much more than I'm at right now. We're going to start getting quiet on the other repeaters.
All right, we made one more adjustment. That's about as far as we can go. Did that make any change at all, or are we still having that same issue?
Improved somewhat. It was kind of just poppy jumpy more than just complete dropouts. So I don't know. I'll have to see how far it come back and maybe give me a 5 count or something and see how it goes.
All right, just remember you asked for it. 21, 36, 15, 24, punt.
Dropped out one brief moment during that, but we'll go with it, and I'll try to hear y'all. I've been hearing everybody else on the net, okay, so I think I can work with it.
All right, Tim. We wanted to spend a little bit of time and see if we can work that out. At least now we know where we stand, and I think we're going to have to get our network engineer involved to make some more additional adjustments on that node. So we'll see if we can round him up. I don't know if we'll be able to tonight or not, but we'll see if we can get that tuned up at some point along the way. All right, who else do we need to call on? Is Charlie Victor 2 times out there? Gainesville 285. Well, before I go to Gainesville 285, Tim, are you going to check into the net tonight, or do you have other obligations for the evening?
I'll go ahead and check in tonight, Justin. I think it'd be good for me to have something to do here besides sitting here watching TV. So I enjoy hearing you guys and talking to people. So check me in, McDonough 22, WRCR 952, Tim in Stockbridge, and I am in.
All right. We've got you logged in here, Tim, as in. Let's go next to Gainesville 285. CV 2 times. You going to be in the net tonight?
Net control, this is Gainesville 285, WRKN 234. Let's see, Charlie V. Victor Smith in Murrayville, Georgia. Check us in and out. We'll be monitoring. Got a couple of things to take care of. By way of relay, Gainesville 286, Lynn. Also in Murrayville, Georgia. Check her in and out. And we'll be monitoring as best we can throughout the night. So anyway, appreciate the call. Thank you, Justin.
All right, CV, and I trust we sound good coming your way. We've got Gainesville 285, CV, in and out for tonight, as well as Gainesville 286, Lynn, also in and out. Am I in the right log? Yeah, I am. Okay, yeah. CV, how do we sound to you?
Justin, honestly, there's a little bit of cracking going on your transmission. I have not heard from Jeff, so I assume he's in the room with you. But every once in a while, just a little bit of cracking. It's like you're breaking up just for a split second.
Yeah, Jeff's got his head underneath the hood, and he's pulling wires out, and he's cussing, and he can't be on the air when he's like that. But I think we're getting close to having this thing sorted out. Jeff, you think you can behave?
Oh, I can behave. Yeah, I think I got it figured out. I just need to know which direction to go, up or down. But it sounds like we need to come down just a little bit more. Is that the case, CV, or is it just Justin that's too loud?
He's not loud, but Jeff, your transmission is very solid. Justin's has that little hiccup in there,
No compression.
just a little cracking. So whatever that might be
Don't have
attributed
compression
to,
on that channel, do we?
there you go. Jeff is solid. Justin's is
Maybe
bit of a
off the
hiccup.
gain just a touch. All right. Well, with that information, I'm going to have Jeff pull the gain down on my channel just a little tiny bit and see if that cleans it up some. But that's very, very good, useful information. All right, CV, we've got you in the log and ready to go. Let's head up north and see if we can find Chattanooga 84. Jim, are you monitoring?
This ducting is going to fight us all night.
All right, not hearing Chattanooga 84. Can we get anybody from the Chattanooga area? Anybody in the Chattanooga region? Call net control.
East Cove 80, WRXI 755.
This is WRKJ 453, Chattanooga 69.
All right, I got Cades Cove 80 in there. Eric, I planned on coming up to you. Understand you're up there off the Cades Cove machine. Ronnie, how do we sound over there in the Chattanooga area?
Well, since CV directed you guys in the right direction, the noise on my end has stopped with you. Jeff, can you speak there for a minute, buddy?
Yes, sir, Ronnie. How is the audio from this microphone sounding? I think we got it dialed in by what my meters say, but what say you?
I think it sounds great. Both of you guys sound great. Nail it right there or glue it or something. Put some chewing gum on it.
Well, if we start driving nails into this mixing board, I think Gary's probably going to fire us, so we'll just leave it where it's at and not touch it.
Well, that sounds fair enough then. We don't want that to happen, guys. Check me in and out tonight, please. I'll be monitoring, and also check Jana, Chattanooga 70 in and out also. We will be monitoring, though. Have a good night, guys.
All right, I've got Chattanooga 69 Ronnie in Las Vegas, in and out, as well as Chattanooga 70 Jana in Las Vegas, in and out. Let's move on up to Cades Cove 80. Eric, how do we sound up around Knoxville?
Well, I'm actually 40 miles west of Knoxville, but coming off at the Cades Cove repeater. You got good audio, both you and Jeff. A good strong signal. I am getting a little bit of wash throughout the transmission,
Yeah, but he's
just a
mobile.
real light sounding wash. But again, I'm on the Cage Cove repeater, and I do have issues on the mobile with that. So other than that, you guys are sounding marvelous.
Marvelous.
All right, very good stuff. Thank you for that, Eric, and that's good information as well. And as soon as that wash is done, you might think about putting it in the dryer. We've got you in the log. We'll be calling on you along the way. Let's go now to see if we can find anybody in the CW region. Do we have any CW members that would like to check in tonight?
This is
CW33 WRYE 756 checking in. Tom and Bogart.
All right, Tom, CW33, we've got you in there. Before you checked in, we heard somebody come on and say this is, and then that's all we got. But we do have CW33 Tom in Bogart. Tom, how do we sound on that repeater down there?
The "this is" came from Columbus.
Sounds fantastic. It's sounding good. Everything's no complaints here. Sounds great.
All right, thank you for that. We've got you in the log. Next, I want to go down to the Columbus repeater. Anybody on the Columbus machine, can you check into the net?
That was definitely where your "this is" came from.
Yeah. All right, I think we're tuned in about as good as we're going to get. So if we find we need to make additional adjustments along the way, we will. But at this time, let's go ahead and begin taking check-ins from anyone using the Voice over IP app, often known as Zello. Any VoIP check-ins, please call Net Control now.
The live stream viewers can see I got my ducks in a row.
Mike, Chattanooga 95, WRMS 528. And I'm still at work, guys, so I'll listen as I can. Have a good night. This is WM256, Atlanta 236, live from Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Checking in, checking out. Have a good one, guys.
W299, Dallas 37, David at Bowden Junction, checking in.
This is Atlanta 31, WRZL 824, Ron from Ackworth. I'll be checking in and out. I'll be monitoring.
What's this tack? Atlanta what?
3-1.
3-1.
This is WRER 451, Gainesville 417. Be checking in tonight.
Is WRQT 379, Atlanta 528, Ronnie and Lyerly, checking in and checking out. You guys sound good.
Is UKUV 439, Atlanta 780, Houston, Austell, on Zello. Check me in and out, please, sir.
Quite a few Zello check-ins this week.
More than last week. The app must be working.
Is WRZK821 Alabama 20, checking in, checking out. Sound good, guys.
Are you ready?
All right, let's go ahead and acknowledge this round of Zello check-ins. Let me move this screen over here so I can see it a little better. No, I'm still blind. Let's see. We have Chattanooga 95. Mike in Chattanooga is in and out listening to us while he's working. Atlanta 236. Chuck is in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, listening to us while he's working. Maybe not. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Chuck. We have Dallas 37. David in Bowdoin Junction is in with us tonight. David is our latest lifetime member, I believe.
That's correct.
Very
Congratulations.
nice.
Thank you, David, for your support. Appreciate that very much. We've got you in the log tonight. Atlanta 3-1. Ron in Ackworth is in and out. Gainesville 417. William in Auburn is in with us tonight. Atlanta 528. Ronnie in Lyerly is in and out. Atlanta 780. Houston in Austell is in and out. And Alabama 20. Eric in Leesburg is in and out. Those are the check-ins we have from the Zello app. We'll continue taking check-ins from Zello and any repeater other than Flagship. Flagship users, please stand by. Net Control standing by for check-ins from Zello and any repeater other than Flagship.
This is
WRBD 591 BR 549. Mike checking in from Cherry Log.
The Chattanooga 700 station doubled with Mike.
This is
Leave a space.
CW2 WRJR 959. Steve in Arnoldville, Watkinsville repeater. Checking in, checking out.
XI 755 case code 83. Bill in Rockwood, Tennessee, checking in.
All right, Bill.
Where's the remote for that? We certainly don't need it.
This is Blue Ridge 67 WRPX 274. Mike checking in from Cleveland, Tennessee.
This is WRCH 550 Blue Ridge 45, Rob in Mineral Bluff. Checking in and checking out. You guys sound great.
All your neighbors are checking in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
This is Atlanta 829 WRLI 773. Check me in, check me out, please.
Oh, now you broke the log.
Fixed it.
need some green ducks to go with my yellow ducks.
I have a green duck in the truck. Duck in the truck.
All right, let me acknowledge this round of check-ins. Before I do, I'll go ahead and acknowledge BR549. Uncle Mike from up around Cherry Log is in with us tonight. And while Uncle Mike was checking in, there was another station doubled with him. We could tell that it was the Chattanooga 700 repeater that was lighting up, but we missed the check-in. So right after that round of check-in started, individual that was checking in from the Chattanooga 700 machine, please try your check-in again.
I couldn't get it.
I heard Larry. That was all I heard.
All right. Got a lot of wash and broken signal in that. Did not hold the repeater continuously, so we're not quite sure. I think that might have been Larry.
Chattanooga 162, I think.
162. Let's see if we can confirm that, and if that's incorrect, try that check-in one more time. Speak nice and loud into the microphone. See if we can modulate through the noise and hold the repeater continuously. Larry, was that you, or is that somebody else?
Yes, sir, it was. WRPM 847, Chat 162. I might have been in a bad place. Was that any better?
That was much better.
Crystal clear.
Oh, that was perfect. That was night and day difference. So very, very good copy on that second time around. So thank you for that, Larry. We've got Chattanooga 162, Larry, and Chattanooga is in with us tonight. CW2, Stephen in Arnoldsville is in and out. Cades Cove 83, Bill in Rockwood is in with us tonight. Cades Cove 81, Candace in Rockwood is in with us tonight. Blue Ridge 67, Michael in Cleveland is in tonight. Blue Ridge 45, Robert in Mineral Bluff is in and out, as well as Atlanta 829, John in Cumming is in and out. Those are the check-ins we have at this time. It's time now for our 5-minute break. I know that we didn't get to the flagship check-ins. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take flagship.
Easy
I'm
for
going
you
to take the
say.
flagship check-ins first when we come back. This is WQIR 514 Atlanta 946. My name is Justin.
I am Blue Ridge 63, WRWM 344. My name is Mike.
Prove it.
Prove it.
He can wave. The people can see him.
Oh, all right.
And Atlanta 750, WRMR 367. My name is Jeff, and we will be clear for about 5 minutes.
Be right back.
We thought you ran away.
I did.
Well, you're back live.
Is it time to go on the air?
Oh, yeah.
It is time.
I probably should have the script up then, too, huh?
It would help. I mean, I got my ducks in a row. The live stream people can see that, but you don't.
And the baby duck.
I got 2 baby ducks.
2? Oh, yeah.
I'll put the other baby duck out front.
There you go.
All right. Good evening, and welcome to the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight we are live from Studio Vanguard. We are linked in with the following repeaters.
That would make it my turn. Lookout Mountain, Chattanooga, White Oak, Fort Mountain, Cades Cove, Georgetown, Ottawa, Watkinsville, Flagship, Noonan, Columbus, McDonough, Jersey, Rome, Lula, Zebulon, Ocala, Florida, and of course our VoIP service, Zello.
Tonight, our RF coverage encompasses approximately 41,000 square miles, plus whatever it is from Lookout Mountain. This net takes place every Thursday evening at 7:30 p.m., and I'd like to thank everyone who's made the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net the most expansive and active GMRS network in the country. Your net control tonight is me, Atlanta 946, WQYR 514. My name is Justin. Is there anybody else in here?
I am Blue Ridge 63, WRWM 344. My name is Mike.
And Atlanta 750, WRMR 367. My name is Jeff. That's all we got tonight in studio.
All right. Well, back to the way things ought to be. Then on the net, you can talk about your day's activities, radio equipment, or anything you think we'd like to hear about. This is a family-based network, so we encourage you to get your family involved. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. Your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. Our topic this evening is, again, we talked about Christmas last week. We're going to talk about it some more this week. Christmas gift suggestions and shopping tips, anything that you think we need to know about the acquisition of material items for our loved ones. So that's generally what we're talking about. So if you have anything else you want to throw in, we can do that too.
Well, didn't you have a big issue with Christmas presents last year? You tried to order Julie a bunch of jewelry and radio showed up?
It seems to happen around a lot of the holidays. I guess maybe what happens when you place these orders, big retail outfits in their online shenanigans, they just throw whatever they can find in a box and ship it. So who knows what you'll get. But best of luck if you're ordering things online. You know, it's a challenge because we've gotten spoiled by online services and retail outlets, and it's so convenient to be able to click on buy now, and in some cases you'll have an item show up the next day, occasionally the same day. You telling me to break?
Yes, sir.
So just some of the stuff that happens around here. Love to hear your stories of holiday shopping as well. So we're going to kick things off here pretty quick. We don't have Julie's tips tonight.
Or ketchup.
There are no condiments this evening, so it is a condiment-free environment. You'll have to make up your own sauce.
And your own tips.
So despite all of that, there are a couple of things we wanted to go over. Some of the things that we've noticed on the network over the last week. And so in light of the eloquent and graceful way of Julie reminding us not to quick key, I'm going to suggest that we not quick key. Been a number of instances where folks have tried to comment their way into conversations and have been unsuccessful after repeated attempts, or have had to make entirely too many attempts to comment their way in. Let me break. So, as inconvenient as it may be, and frustrating sometimes when you're trying to get engaged in a conversation before it breaks up and people go away, there's also an element of safety and consideration for others. So what can very well happen is you may be well engaged in a conversation about your SWR performance, your latest antenna acquisition, your brand new desk microphone, or anything of that nature, and engaged furiously in a quick key competition with the people that you were speaking with. Meanwhile, someone's broke down on the side of the highway and needs some assistance, or someone has a stranger at the door and needs some assistance, or some other emergency has come up. And as you're chattering and bantering back and forth and quick keying with one another, you are eliminating the possibility of someone getting help during your conversation. So I want to say this with all seriousness. Stop it. Let's be considerate of the airwaves and make sure there's space for someone to comment their way in to a conversation at any time. Just recently, we've had conversations about the 15-minute rule, and I personally don't like that. I wish that we didn't have that rule. But I see its importance because at least we can limit conversations to roughly 15 minutes, the egg timer rule. But if we continue to abuse the network, we may not be able to overturn that rule. It's an endeavor that's been underway, but I don't know. I'm losing the argument. Help me out. Stop it. Stop it with a quick key. We just need to slow down, be courteous, and allow for thoughtful conversation to occur and not be in such a hurry to get right back on the air and throw your comment back there. If somebody beats you to it, that's okay. It's all about conversation anyway, isn't it? So anyway, that's my rant. And at this time, Jeff, do we have anything else we need to talk about?
Well, let's reset real quick. Well, in light of your little rant, I do think it's important that we talk about the fact that you are only 7 members away from a very expensive steak dinner. And I know you don't want to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it. And I know the person that you're going to owe that steak dinner to is listening. So I'm guessing he's picked out the pretty nice steakhouse because I think you're going to lose that bet with almost a full month left and only 7 members to hit it.
Well, I think that I think that I'm perfectly willing and even happy to allow Gary to purchase anything off the menu at Waffle House, including the steak.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant like a real steakhouse steak.
Well, I mean, it says house right on the name on the
on
the side of the
waffle. The first word is important, and the order of the words is important.
They have steak, and contrary to many opinions, the steak at Waffle House does not taste at all like cardboard.
Well, why don't you explain to everybody what this bet that you're pretty much at this point 99% sure you're going to lose.
Well, I wouldn't call it a lose. I think it's a win. It's well, here's the deal. Some time ago,
it was over the summer.
Some time ago, I don't know when. Some time ago, I had indicated that if we broke 1,000 members, that I'd buy Gary a steak dinner, and
we are at 993.
993 the last time I looked, and I don't know. It could happen tonight. It could happen tomorrow. If it's, I don't know. In some ways, I'd love to see a 999 member cap on our membership roster, but and at the same time, because if we break 1,000, then I got to buy Gary a dinner. But if we break 1,000. What a cool thing that is. That's very exciting.
Well, you might have 7 members listening right now, or potential members listening right now that just want to cost you a steak dinner after your rant.
Well, you know,
I'm just going to sign up so he has to pay for a steak dinner after that.
well, that could very well be. And you know, and that's okay. I think that breaking the 1,000 member barrier is exciting, and it's a testament to what this network has become, and what it offers, but more than just the technical parameters that this network offers, there's also a tremendous value that we've seen in relationships. And you know, I've talked a number of times.
Let's reset. We lost audio. I think we hit the network timeout timer. Try that again.
All right. So as I was saying, you know, along with the technical value, there's a tremendous value in relationships, and we've often talked about relationships, and it's relationships that have enabled this network to be what it is. Relationships with tower owners, property owners, equipment owners, being able to access equipment, locations, and things of that nature. These are things that are born from relationships, contacts, people that you know, people that you come in contact because of people that you know. So all of this is to say that that's one of the most important elements that I've found here at North Georgia GMRS, is that this is a community of relationships. And the testament to that is that we have the Northeast Bunch that has a lunch gathering every month. I think they have one coming up. Bobby will tell us what it is. He sent me a text. I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Rather than look for that, I know that there's a Northeast gathering coming up very soon. There's also a lunch gathering in the Chattanooga region that is coming up very soon.
And I believe Eric has announced that he wants to start one in the Cades Cove region, so that's on Facebook as well.
So all of these gatherings, and don't let me forget to ask Eric about that and when that's going to be. And I know that in the southern portion of the network, Stockbridge area, they used to have a breakfast gathering quite often. I think that kind of has gone by the wayside, but maybe it'll start back up again soon. So my point is that because of the relationships that created this network, so many more relationships are happening, friendships and people getting to know one another. And I'll bet you Bobby, if he's not at the Vortex already, he's on his way, and we'll be checking in from the Vortex tonight because of relationships. So that's one of those intangible things that you can't really put a value on, because so much can come from that you can't value. It's too valuable. But that's where we stand, and that's the direction that we're headed in. And so 993 is where we are at the moment,
with 1,487 TAC numbers.
So that's pretty. I'm impressed, and I want to say thanks to each and every one of you for your portion and your part of the relationship that we all hold. So that's what I have. Jeff, do you have anything else?
That's all I have.
All right, then. Let's go ahead and proceed. We ran out of time with early check-ins for Flagship. So we're going to start off there first, and we're going to accept check-ins from Flagship members first, and then we'll come around to Zello users at the end, so you don't get left out, because I know how hard it can be to check in using Zello. So Flagship members, please call Net Control for your check-in now.
This is BW43 with the RNT 465 Dan Bowersville, checking in and checking out. This is WRUF 788, Dallas 49, Doug in Hiram. I will be in and out tonight, but I will be listening.
There was no 49er.
This is WRQ G806, Atlanta 557, checking in and out.
This is WRWK 895, Atlanta 259, Dana from Dahlonega, and I'll be in and out, but listening.
This is
403.
This is WRAT 241, Atlanta 403. Checking in from the Vortex in Cleveland, Georgia.
Oh, we should have a live stream competition, a guessing game, a check-in
Yes.
like we do here in the studio.
Gainesville 44, WRQV 762, Joe in Cleveland, Georgia, checking in.
This is WRXV 688, Atlanta 454, Steve in Low Georgia, checking in, checking out.
WRQW 647. This is David in Kennesaw. Checking in and out. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good net.
This is WRUB 711, Atlanta 519, Gary in Marietta, checking in and checking out.
This is Evening Net Control. This is Atlanta 532, WRNW 488. Tom in Flowery Branch, checking in and checking out. Have a great net, everybody.
This
849.
is ROB 245, Atlanta 849, Pamela in Duluth checking in, and Atlanta 848 checking in and out in the backyard burning leaves.
This is WRTU 603, Atlanta 479. Bill checking in and out from Holly Springs.
This is Jenny Wright. I think I am out of line here, but it's Kate's Cove 82. Checking in and listening.
All right, that was a really good string of check-ins there, and just a little bit of doubling going on, but for the most part, those were one by one. So let me go ahead and read off what we have, and if you didn't hear your name, then we didn't hear your check-in, so you'll have to try that again. First, we heard CW43 Chad in Bowersville, in and out. Next, we heard Dallas 49 Doug in Hiram, in and out. Atlanta 557 Ed in Kennesaw, in and out. Atlanta 259 Dana in Dahlonega, in and out. Atlanta 403 Bobby at the Vortex is in with us tonight. And Gainesville 44 Joe in Cleveland is in with us tonight. Atlanta 454 Steve in Lilburn is in and out. Atlanta 637 Dave in Kennesaw is in and out. Atlanta 519 Gary in Marietta is in and out. Atlanta 532 Tom in Flowery Branch is in and out. Atlanta 849 Pamela in Duluth is in with us tonight. Atlanta 848 Ernest in Duluth, in and out. Burning leaves. I try to get most of my burning done before dark, but I think that Pam and Ernest work on a different schedule than I do. But yeah, I think that's what my Saturday is going to be. I'm going to be in the rain burning leaves. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out. We'll see what happens. Atlanta 479 Bill in Holly Springs is in and out. And Cades Cove 82, Jenny in Rockwood is in tonight. And that wasn't out of order at all, Jenny. Glad to have you in here. And we're glad to have you on the program tonight. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and continue to take check-ins. We'll take a round of check-ins from voice over IP users. Anyone using the Zello app, please call Net Control now. Zello only, please. We might not get any. We had a pretty good round of Zello check-ins earlier.
It was a good run. But it can be a long, awkward pause. Maybe.
Bill 210, Atlanta 54, from Winder. Check it in, check it out.
This is Atlanta 31. I checked in before, but Justin, could you explain what quick keying is? I'm new to radio completely, and I'm not familiar with that term. Thanks.
Good question. He said he checked in, but I don't see him.
This is
Yeah, he's up there.
14.
Oh, yes. Did we just miss one?
I couldn't pull up what he said. I don't know if it was full.
Atlanta 1402 and Chattanooga 60. Apparently we missed two.
Were they both on Zello?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's how I pulled them out so quick.
Were they both checked in?
All right, let me go ahead and acknowledge what we have this time around. We have Atlanta 5-4, Brady in Winder is in and out. Chattanooga 6-0, Jason in Hickson. We have you as in. I'm not sure if that's right, but we're going to let it run like that for the time being. And if you're not there when we call on you, we'll sort it out along the way. Also, we heard Atlanta 14-02. Todd in Silver City is in with us tonight. I think whether he wants to be or not. Todd, we're going to call on you because I'm sure you'll have some pertinent questions and answers with regards to holiday gift acquisition. So looking forward to that conversation. And Ron, we've got you in log as number 14 in tonight's check-in. So we got you there. But that's a great question. So we'll have a little conversation about what is quick keying for the new members that because you're not the only one that's brand new. There's many here, and so we'll have a little conversation about that. At this time, let's go ahead and continue taking check-ins from any repeater anywhere, including Zello and including Flagship. Look for a long, awkward pause at the end of this round of check-ins, just to be sure we get everybody included that might be trying to use Zello. Net Control, standing by.
This is Dallas 20, WRKT 728, David in Southwest Paulding County. Check me in and out. Sounding good, guys.
I'll see David.
This
on
is
Saturday.
WRXM 345, Gainesville 43, David in Auburn, Georgia.
This is
261.
This is WRCT 399, Atlanta 261, Scott from Holly Springs. If you don't mind, check me in and check me out, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
You gotta play the guessing game just by the.
This is.
Yeah, you nailed that one. I had David, but I didn't have Scott.
This is Gainesville 43 again. I left out. Check me in, check me out. This is. This is WR303, Chattanooga 30, Jonathan checking in from Lakeside, Tennessee. Mark me in and out. This is WRBL 465, Atlanta 49, David in Loganville, checking in and out late.
Here's that long, awkward pause. All right, as promised, a long and awkward pause at the end there for anybody trying to get in, especially those still using the Zello app. So I think we've pretty well covered that. I'll acknowledge what we have. We have Dallas 2-0. David in Southwest Paulding County is in and out. Gainesville 43. Also David in Auburn is in and out. Atlanta 261. Scott in Holly Springs is in and out. Chattanooga 30. Jonathan in Hickson is in and out. And Atlanta 49. David in Loganville is in and out. Those are the check-ins that we have at this time. Anyone that didn't get a chance to get in, we'll have one more round of check-ins at the end. That would be one more round, one more at the end. So stick around. You'll have a chance to check in then. So during check-ins, a question came up. What is quick keying? Jeff, what would you say quick keying is? If I get off of the push to talk right now,
and I got right back on it without giving somebody a chance to get in between us, that would be a quick key. So realistically, when the person you're talking to lets off the key, give it a beat or 2 to 3 seconds before you key up again. So we want to leave that pause in between transmissions to give somebody a chance to at least get comment or possibly their FCC call sign or TAC number in there in between those two transmissions in case they need to interject themselves into the conversation to make comments and partake in the conversation, or ask you to stand by because they have some other more pressing traffic that needs to be conveyed. So, did I miss anything?
No, I think that pretty well sums it up. So what would that sound like, Jeff, if you had made a comment and we're waiting for someone to reply?
So, if I made a comment, I would wait for the two people, or possibly 3 or 4, that were already engaged into the conversation to acknowledge, go ahead, comment, or Atlanta 750, go ahead with your comment. So basically, you interject yourself into that conversation and then wait to be acknowledged into the conversation to make sure that they heard you. And if you're not acknowledged, then chances are you got stepped on and you need to try again. I think that about sums it up.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
No, I was hoping that you would let off the key and we could form an example of what that might sound like.
Oh, well, we can do that.
So that people that, like for instance, the new people, and there's a couple of things also to consider too, is with a linked repeater network such as ours, this is unique in the repeater world in that the linking system is not as quick as just a standalone repeater would be. If you key up into a standalone repeater, that repeater is ready to retransmit your signal pretty much instantly. As soon as it detects your tone, your PL, that repeater is ready to instantly carry your traffic and repeat it. But with a linked network, there's more pieces of the puzzle involved, and it takes more time.
So I think the other thing to take note of here is in our system, we have 21 or 22 repeaters right now in our system. You need to wait for all 21 of those repeaters to drop
today
and then re-engage and come back online. So those 1 to 3 seconds is really giving time for all the network to go back to idle and then all 23 repeaters to come back up and key back up again, and allowing time for somebody to possibly interject a comment in between. So those seconds in between are very, very critical, both for the network infrastructure and to allow somebody to comment their way into your conversation.
It's real easy to get excited and to get engaged in a conversation and lose sight of, forget about, what we're doing here and what the purpose of the network is. And I'm not suggesting that the purpose isn't for conversation, because after all, we are all really about relationships. This is a family-based network, and so the conversations are family-based. But more than that, they are relationship-based. These are conversations amongst friends, amongst pals, and it's natural to get excited and want to throw your punchline in on that joke, or to put your spin on whatever that conversation is. That's natural and that's expected. We have to do the unnatural and the unexpected, and that is build time into our conversations. So what I would suggest is that if we can do that effectively, if we can build time into our conversations so that there is an opportunity for someone to comment their way in and engage in that conversation with you and potentially even form a round table, then maybe that 15-minute rule will be more than 15 minutes. Or maybe it won't be a rule. But the whole reason that rule exists is because we can't have someone monopolize the network for an extended period of time and no one else is able to use it. As long as it remains open and accessible to everyone, then there's no need to have a limitation. But right now we need to have a limitation because we're not really following that practice of allowing that time. So the quick key results in two problems. The first one is that it eliminates the possibility for someone to interject urgent traffic or engage in that ongoing conversation. And the second thing is that we need time for a linked repeater network to be able to drop all of the links and then reestablish all of the links in the following transmission. So, Jeff, in a normal interaction, we would want to see a couple of seconds between the end of one transmission and the beginning of another. That way, the repeaters have time to fully cycle, and if somebody needs to get in and convey a message because they want to participate in a conversation or because they have some urgent need to communicate something that's happened, we want to make sure that is constantly available. So again, I understand it's perfectly natural to get excited and rapidly fire your comments back. We have to restrain ourselves and do a better job at that. And I'll be the first to tell you, it's not natural for me. I fall into that pattern too. And if you are on the air and you hear me engaged in a conversation and you witness me quick keying, I invite you to challenge me and say, hey, knock it off. Please do that, because it's a habit that we all need to break.
Well, I think that brings up a valid point, too. There's a difference between a friendly reminder and being respectful versus being impolite and possibly, making somebody mad, being disrespectful.
And that is true. We do need to offer grace, and we need to be gentle in our reminders. And I'll tell you, I've heard a couple of times this week brand new people on the air without a tactical user number, just coming on the air with a call sign, not knowing anything about who we are or how things work around here. What is this membership stuff? And and I've heard Roger beeps and things of that nature. And in the past, there have been some rather unpleasant
responses
to the Roger beep, and so we generally don't want the Roger beep on our network. It's completely unnecessary. It's a tiresome tone to hear over and over again, and so. But when a new user comes in, they don't know that's a rule or an expectation. And a lot of these brand new radios, especially the inexpensive
Amazon models.
When you get that radio and you plug it in, you charge the battery and you key that radio for the first time, that Roger beep is programmed in. You have to actually turn it off on a lot of radios. So let's extend some grace. And I've heard that this week, and I want to celebrate that we've had some exchanges that have been very, very friendly and very, very open and gentle in reminding folks, hey, when you get a chance, go through your manual and figure out how to turn that silly Roger beep off. And I appreciate that very much, that we've been very gentle with new users. And I think that's about it. Do you have anything else?
I have something else, but related to a different topic, so let's reset. The only other thing I wanted to mention and bring up briefly is we've been having a lot of ducting going on today, and getting some distant stations keying up random repeaters around the network.
You mean like on the desk behind you?
What?
The ducts.
No, not that kind of duct. DUCT.
Oh.
So ducting happens with different weather patterns and stuff going through the sky. Well, in our case, the cold front moving in from the north towards Tennessee is carrying signals much further than they would normally travel. So I've heard and seen key-ups on Cades Cove, Fort Mountain, Flagship, and a couple other repeaters today specifically with stations as far north as the Kentucky border. So I'm sure with this cold front throughout the night and tomorrow morning we'll probably hear some more of that, but just to make people aware of it, that all that random static and signals that we're hearing throughout the course of the morning and the evenings, that's probably what's going on.
Oh, so all this time you thought it was me making all that racket. And
well, you do make a lot of racket, yeah.
But it wasn't me at all, was it?
Well, not today.
All right then. Glad you finally recognized that.
So I think that's about everything we had to go through for our punch list. So let's move on to something a little more fun, our Christmas topic.
Well, yes, our Christmas topic. So basically, it's that time of year that we're out to acquire the gift of excellence. We want to make sure that we buy our loved ones the thing that they very, very much want. Julie has told me what she wants for Christmas. I think she wants a radio. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask her again. Something about a fuzzy slipper radio with a leather sole. That's right.
A fuzzy slip. This sounds like a combination of a Chattanooga 69 and a Your Mind concoction. Nothing to do with Julie.
No. She wanted a slipper with a leather sole. Maybe they weren't fuzzy. I don't think they were fuzzy. But I'm pretty certain that they had a radio built into them. I'm just not sure how that works. But they make radios with flashlights, so why not?
Oh, my. You are really something. I think Julie would appreciate one of those 1,000-piece North Georgia GMRS linked repeater map puzzles more than whatever concoction you have going on in your brain.
Well, that is a great point, and that's something worth taking a look at, because if you're looking for a gift for another North Georgia GMRS member, let me break. The merch store on the North Georgia GMRS webpage has been riddled with new and exciting gift opportunities and ideas. So apparently a plethora of new items have been uploaded to the page. What are some of those items?
I mean, there's North Georgia GMRS branded phone chargers on there. There's hats, there's puzzles, there's blankets. There's all kinds of cool stuff under there.
Are there any leather-soled slippers?
I don't know if there's slippers, but if there was fuzzy slippers, I bet you Chattanooga 69 would be the first one in line for them.
Well, he could very well be. Could very well be.
But it's definitely worth a look. If you pull up the North Georgia GMRS website, there's a green banner right at the very, very top of the screen that says, check out our merch store. And that's where you can go to the swag store and find all the cool things that Kate has added within the last day or two.
It's quite a lot of stuff, so check that out, and there may be some great gift ideas for your North Georgia GMRS member friends and family. So definitely explore that. So with that in mind, before we go to Tim McDonough 22, Tim, hang on here for just 1 second. I want to jump to Atlanta 31 Ron, and Ron, did we answer your question? And do you have any Christmas gift ideas or shopping tips for the membership?
There was people in the live stream thanking you for explaining
Yeah, you
that
did
too.
great. That explained it perfectly. I really appreciate that. Yeah, for Christmas, I'm kind of taking the easy route. I like giving Amazon gift certificates, so that way the family members can get what they want. And between my wife and myself, it's pretty much we know what we want. We just buy what we want and just call it our Christmas gifts. And for me, it's of course it's radio equipment.
Well, you know, that's a natural thing to go for the tech, the gadget stuff for the guys. And you know, with Julie and I, we kind of have gone both ways in terms of gifts and holidays. And like for instance, our birthdays and our anniversary all fall within February. So we don't really have a birthday gift exchange, and we don't really do per se an anniversary thing. We try to schedule a trip, and we try to do something together that's not so much I want a new pair of slippers, or I want a jacket, or this kind of a thing. It's that we go and have an experience together. And so that's how we celebrate our birthdays and our anniversary, kind of roll all that up into one, because that all happens in the same month. And I think that's more meaningful sometimes. But I hear what you're saying about, you know, instead of exchanging gifts, you just kind of get yourselves what you want. But consider that. Consider instead of spending money on a gift, spend money on a dinner or a date or an experience, if you will. So good stuff, Ron. Thank you for that, and thanks for acknowledging that we answered a question. I'm sure there's going to be more questions along the way, and whether it's tonight or during another net, throw them out there on Facebook. We look at that, and we use that as a you know, a guide as to what the membership is looking for. And we also listen to conversations on the air to try to figure out what topics are going to make sense for any given week. So thank you for that. With that, let's move on to McDonough 22. Tim in Stockbridge. Tim, do you have any holiday gift ideas for the network?
Well, Justin, I don't have any specific gift ideas. It kind of varies with every individual, so to speak, and so that would be my only thing would be to say find something personal to that person, you know, especially if there's someone special to you, whether it's a sweetheart or a wife or daughter or son, even an aunt or uncle. give them something that would be meaningful to them personally. You know, if you really care about them, especially, you know, you want to make them happy. You want to give them something that they'll enjoy. You know, for a lot of us, it would be a radio. You know, for for some people, it might be a new razor or something like that. It could be a watch or a wallet or whatever. You know, just whatever. Find a need and fill it, so to speak, and or find a want and fill that want. Buy something for them that they wouldn't buy for themselves. Probably that's what I kind of shoot for there, Roger.
That's a great suggestion. Something they wouldn't buy for themselves because you know, they maybe just don't feel like that's a responsible way to use money. And when you're buying a gift for somebody, it's not about that. It's about you know, a demonstration of love and you know, fulfilling you know, that desire. So that's good stuff. You know, and I was just sitting here thinking. You know, on the one hand, gift cards are, you know, that's the shortcut. That's the easy way out. And in a lot of cases, like for instance, for my brother, he's going to get a gift card. And probably what he's going to get is as a $50 gift card for Home Depot. But I'm going to scribble the $50 out and I'm going to write 500 on it. So that he has his own little experience when he goes to Home Depot. So that's, you know.
That's cruel. Especially when he's got a buggy full of stuff and now the lady who works there is going to go put it back on the shelves.
Well, you know, it has to happen. So anyway, I'm probably going to do the same thing for Jeff. I'm going to get him a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and it's going to say $50, and it's going to have, you know, $3.26 on it.
1 penny short of a coffee. Yeah. So I'll have to swipe my debit card for a penny.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, pal.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. But gift cards can be a lot of fun if used improperly.
Used other than their intended purpose.
But I think that Tim makes a good point, and that is, you know, to try to find something that they wouldn't buy for themselves. Because, you know, I know if I got you a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, you'd have that thing gone. Even if it were $50, you'd have that used up in, what, about 2.5 days?
Well, it depends on how many boxes of Munchkins I got to bring you.
Oh, well, okay. Day and a half. So, yeah. But that's an extra special touch there to look for something that somebody wouldn't buy for themselves. That's great stuff, Tim. Appreciate that. Next on the list I have Gainesville 285 CV in Murrayville. CV is in and out. Gainesville 286 Lynn in Murrayville, also in and out. Oh, hey, before we sneak away from Tim too far, Tim, did our corrections fix the in and out audio on the McDonough machine, or do we have more work to do?
Oh, not really, not 100%. It's still kind of, I would say, choppy. It's not as in and out as it was when you first started, where I was just getting every other word. It's just kind of popping in and out occasionally, and I can pretty much follow the conversation, but it's definitely choppy. That's the best word I can come up with.
I don't know if it's all of us or just you.
All right, Tim. Can you tell me, is it all of us that gets choppy, or is it just my audio?
You've been doing most of the talking. It's mostly you. Honestly, I can't say right now that I've heard Jeff chopping up or anything. So it's mostly on your signal.
All right. Well, just as information, we have some hardware upgrades to make on the McDonough repeater. So it's not on the repeater itself, but it's on the linking system for that repeater. And I think that in light of this information, we have kind of accelerated the schedule on those upgrades. So as soon as we have all the materials that we need to make that happen, we're going to make that happen we'll get some new hardware in play and see if that can improve on this current situation. We think we know what's going on, and we'll investigate this further, and hopefully have it resolved with some upgrades in the hardware. It's going to happen anyway, but knowing that we have this issue, we're going to make that a higher priority on the list. We have a number of devices throughout the network that we want to upgrade, and McDonough has one of the old school devices, and it's on the list anyway. So thank you for that, Tim. With that, we're going to continue on. Next on my list is Cades Cove 80, Eric in Rockwood. Eric, do you have any holiday gift suggestions for the network?
Don't forget to ask him about the lunch.
Jeff, you're inviting me to lunch?
Yeah, it's at Jeff's house.
If you're waiting for me to invite you to lunch, Justin will testify I hardly ever stop for lunch. So if you're going to have lunch with me, you're going to go hungry, especially if it's a work day.
That's true. He's not a big eater.
But I saw on the Facebook, Eric, you had talked about setting up possibly a lunch group up there in the Cades Cove region. Why don't you give us some details for people who aren't on Facebook? We lost them.
Hey, everybody. Eric, WRX 975. I am trying to start a Knoxville region luncheon. It will be at Old Charlie's restaurant in Farragut. That is also considered West Knoxville. I can't remember the exact numbers, numeric numbers to the address, but it is on Parkside Drive in Crimson Creek area. It will be January the 2nd at 12.
Oh, boy. All right, Eric, we lost you in the static there. We heard parts of that. West Knoxville, and what was the street? Did you hear that?
I heard Old Charlie's.
Old Charlie's.
In West Knoxville.
Was it Parkside Drive?
That's when I lost it.
But I'm not quite sure. So, Eric, your signal is in the dirt right now. I don't know if it's your location or what the circumstance might be, but I would like to come back to you. So let's see if we can move Eric to later in the program, or help me remember to call on Eric maybe after we talk to Candace, and see if we can find out more about this luncheon. And we never did hear from him about his Christmas gift ideas. So in the meantime, Eric, see if you can get to a better transmitting position, and hopefully we can catch you here in just a few minutes. Next we have Chattanooga 69, Mr. Fuzzy Slippers himself. Ronnie from Las Vegas is in and out. Somebody's changing that.
I see who's doing it.
Yeah.
He's messing with us.
That's true. So Chattanooga 69, Ronnie in Las Vegas is in and out. Chattanooga 70, Jana, also in Las Vegas, is in and out. And Atlanta 829, John incoming. John, do you have any gift suggestions for the network? He's down there now.
Oh, he moved him.
Interesting. Interesting.
That wasn't the way the log originally ran. He's messing with us.
All right.
Now he put in bold.
Yeah, he sure did. All right.
That's what happens when the network engineer gets it on the net.
That's right.
He messes with you.
He sure is. All right, so we've got this sorted out now. Atlanta 829, John incoming is in and out. And that'll bring us next to Atlanta 810, no decimal.
What a joke.
What a joke. What a guy?
No, he thought it was what a burger, but I still hang my hat on what a joke.
Okay.
With
yeah.
his Jeep in front of the drive-thru.
There you go. So Atlanta 810 John in Dawsonville is next on our list, amazingly enough. John, do you have any comments or questions for the net?
Him and I have changed that about 5 times already.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know how I got there, but this is Atlanta 810 WRNQ863. And first, how do I sound, gentlemen?
Sound marvelous.
Yeah, you sound marvelous. Continue.
Well, fantastic. Appreciate you letting me in the log here, even though you tried to revert it multiple times to somebody else with the same first name. But anyway, Christmas present ideas or Christmas ideas, I don't really know, but what I do know is that I'm beginning to think Justin's house has 2 April Fool's Days a year. One is in December, and the other one's in April. Really, the only takeaway I have from this one, and it's what a truck and what a guy. I don't know why you guys keep slipping up on that. I guess I'm going to have to put it somewhere like in the log for you to read it.
Well, I'm going to leave that alone and not go any further with that over the air anyways, because one of us will get in trouble. But I'm not going to reveal it, but I'm noticing where you're transmitting from. So why don't you elaborate a little bit on that for folks who may not be on Facebook, and we can make those arrangements with the dates and the times.
Well, fantastic. So my lovely bride, Atlanta 811, Victoria, and I host the monthly Kids Net or Youth Net. You'll hear it both ways. Typically on the second Saturday of the month, and so that would be in 2 days. However, unfortunately, the month of December, we are not going to host the Kids Net on the second Saturday of December.
But why?
And that is because Atlanta 811 has close connections with the North Pole and the head elf, and we have arranged for Santa to be able to be on the air with us on December 21st. That would be a Thursday night. Typically, you'd be listening to the Jeff and Justin show, or Justin and Jeff show, with Mike or whoever else sits in the third seat, but not on the 21st. On the 21st, the Kids Net is going to steal the Thursday night net, or borrow it, and at 7:30, we will not do early check-ins. At 7:30, we will begin the net, and hopefully shortly thereafter, we will have a guest from the North Pole on a radio and ready to talk to kids. How's that sound?
So we can receive radio signals from the North Pole all the way down here. Which repeater would he be coming in on? Would that be flagship?
We have the best network engineer in the country. He can make it happen. But I think he's got a trick up his sleeve.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see how that plays.
So, John, what's the trick up your sleeve? How are we going to be able to talk to Santa?
Will there be a Santa light?
Well, that's also a great question. So, Victoria and the head elf have put me in contact with one of the IT engineers at the North Pole that has been working to build and engineer all of the technological gifts for good boys and girls this year. And that gentleman and I have been talking for the last couple of weeks, and I believe we have a solution that is going to be fantastic. And just like last year, for those that participated in the monthly KidsNet in December of last year, I believe we're going to be able to have the Santa Net, or the Santa node, Santa radio, actually on the map and lighting up when the North Pole's super special technology up there that is so super special and secret that this gentleman won't even tell me what it is. I just sent him a list of things that he needs to keep in mind, and he reminded me that he is in contact with Santa, and he knows everything there is to know about technology, and he's got it under control. And I feel confident in this guy. So I think it's going to be great.
Well, that is fantastic news, John. I'm glad we have that all arranged with Santa Claus. And the question I have is, if the children do not have tactical unit numbers, and some may be young enough that they need assistance, will that be allowed?
Well, just like any monthly YouthNet, your child does not have to have a tactical unit number. If they do not, obviously they need an FCC call sign, and that FCC call sign belongs to you and anybody in your family. So it's a pretty wide range of users that can get on and talk. So if they have an FCC call sign, we just ask that they use the TAC number of the parent, guardian, adult, or helper that is there with them, just so that we can log it and have a record of that check-in. But that's it from there. And as far as needing assistance or not being able to string words together and fully maybe talk on the radio, that's okay as well. Again, just like any other monthly KidsNet, we understand that there's going to be kids young enough that may not be able to carry full sentences, and they may need, or we may need, some translations from the parents or adult. And we'll take time in between each check-in and each round of questions to pause and allow the adult there to provide any clarification that may need to happen.
Well, that is fantastic. I really enjoy the SantaNet every single year. And Justin, I hope you were paying attention. Adults can assist children, but adults cannot participate. So you cannot talk to Santa.
I've got my own Santa connections, so.
Well, at least on the 21st.
Oh, on the 21st, yeah. So but if we do have kids that need some coaching, that's perfectly acceptable. The adults can be there with the kids, are expected to be there with the kids, and help out
as needed.
Yeah, in any translations or any assistance in coaching the kids to what to say and how to say a call sign and a TAC number. And in fact, if an adult has to come on and say the call sign for the child, that's okay too.
That's okay.
So we just, the child needs to be covered under the family's call sign, and that's really the biggest rule. Everything else is kind of, this is about the kids, and let's make this a special experience for the youth of North Georgia GMRS Network.
I think that about covers it.
John, did you have any Christmas gift suggestions you wanted to make?
Well, I believe I'm going to go with the same thing everybody has said so far, which is radios are always accepted here in this house. Atlanta 811 has surprised me a couple of weeks ago, and we may have got her gift a little early with a dog that we have rescued from the Humane Society. The dog is a foster dog at this point, but something tells me in the next 2.5 weeks we'll have some adoption papers, and she'll get a dog for Christmas that belongs here. So there's that. I don't really have anything else besides that. My birthday is also on Christmas Day, and so it gets really crazy this time of year trying to get, all the birthday taxes for your vehicles paid, and so if somebody wants to take care of that, that'd be cool. Other than that, Justin, there may be some debate as to whether if Julie helps you talk to Santa, if that qualifies as an adult helping a child. So we may need to read the fine print. There may be some fine print for if the adult's name is Justin and tactical unit number is 946, then he can have an adult help. I don't know. We'll figure that out along the way.
It goes by your age, not what you act.
I'm just as you're saying this, I'm just envisioning the recent experience in Chattanooga as we drove past the Apple Festival there in East Ridge, and there was a petting zoo set up at the fairground.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to go do something like serious adult thing, and we ended up at a petting zoo.
I'm not entirely sure Julie qualifies as the adult in all circumstances. So you should have seen her crawling into the cages with the animals to pet at the petting zoo. Nearly had the attendants talked into a pony ride, but I think the restriction was 80 pounds or less, and she
almost had it sold that they were going to let her go.
Yeah. So and I don't know really what you're speaking of in terms of who the adult is.
Well, I don't have any more to say on it. I think we'll let the rest of the members dictate whether Miss Julie can be the adult in the scenario, and I think the odds are stacked against you, but that's a vote for another day. Appreciate the call here, and hopefully everybody will have fun listening and participating if you're a youth member in that Kids Net. Again, will not be this Saturday. It will be Thursday the 21st at 7:30 p.m. There'll be some more announcements between now and then, and we'll post on Facebook for those that are there as well to remind everybody. Thursday 21st, 7:30 p.m.
All right, fantastic. And yes, I'd just like to encourage everyone to take advantage of this opportunity. John and Victoria have very diligently committed to providing a youth net for the membership. And sometimes there's not much participation. But nonetheless, they've committed to making this available to our membership and to our youth. And I would very much encourage you to gather your grandchildren, your children, your nieces, nephews, and get them around the radio Thursday, the 21st of December, for an opportunity to have a chat with Santa over the air on the North Georgia GMRS Network. This is a great way for you to share your interest in radio with the younger generation. It's a great way to inspire young minds to appreciate what radio can do and what radio is all about, and the magic of Santa Claus over the air on the North Georgia GMRS Network. I do hope that many of you will take advantage of this and allow the youth of this network to enjoy that experience. That'll be very cool. I can't wait to listen in. Since I can't participate, I can at least monitor. So that's my plan. All right. Well, thank you, John. With that, and do we have clearance to proceed here? Or are we still?
Well, I mean,
the network.
He's overriding our net control log, so if he wants to get back in, he'll probably just put himself back in. So just move on.
Just move on. All right, then. Next, we have CW33, Tom in Bogart. Tom, did you have any Christmas gift suggestions or any holiday shopping tips that you'd like to pass along?
Yeah, I don't know if I have any gift suggestions, but I do have some tips. As far as our family, our kids are pretty much all grown and out on their own, so there's not a whole lot of gift giving, but we enjoy getting together at Christmas and spending time together and fellowship and sharing a meal and lots of good desserts. As far as the grandkids go, they still like to get presents. So I learned a few years ago I have two wonderful daughter-in-laws, and I can just ask them to send me a list of what the kids would like, and they supply me with not just a list, but it's actual Amazon links. So it makes it super easy. I just click on the links, and a few days later, the packages arrive, and all I got to do is wrap them and put them under the tree.
Oh, that is nice when all you have to do is wrap it and put it under the tree. And I have some grandkids in Indiana, so we do the same thing. We ordered the stuff from Amazon, but instead of having it shipped here, we have it shipped up there. And you can do the same thing not only with Amazon, but Walmart.com and a handful of other online retailers. You can order it, from Georgia, but have it shipped to Indiana or elsewhere, and that's very convenient to be able to do that. And we've coordinated with others, in Indiana to see to it that things are wrapped and presented properly. So, but that is convenient. That sure is, to be able to just point.
Very
and click.
Convenient.
Yes. So good stuff, Tom. Thank you for your comments. With that, we're going to go ahead and move on to Chattanooga 95. Mike in Chattanooga is at work tonight. In and out. Atlanta 236. Chuck in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Out on an experience, I'm sure. Dallas 37. David in Bowdoin Junction is in tonight. David, did you have any comments for the net? Any gift suggestions or shopping tips?
Good evening, Justin. I usually just give cash and some really nice cards, and for my sister, I usually I do the same thing for her as everybody else, but also try to make her something. I made her some chili one year from my dad's recipe, which she'd never had. She's had his chili, but she'd never had it since he passed. She really loves that, and close to me, I try to do something really nice for them, and also do something, that I've made for them. Any kids in the family anymore, so it's just a bunch of adults, and there's not that much of us that actually trade gifts back and forth that much, so.
Well, that's a cool thing, is to not so much go out and buy something, but make something for someone. So that is an expression of love in and of itself, to put something together with your own hands and fulfill a need, and something like a memory of Dad's chili. That's pretty cool. So that's good stuff. One of the things that, because my kids are all grown, and it doesn't make sense with my kids to be, buying a present for all of them at each holiday and each event and whatnot. So we do a gift exchange. So all the adults in the family just draw a name out of a hat. And instead of having to buy 15 gifts for various family members, you just buy for whoever you drew out of the hat. We have a $50 purchase limit, so you draw a name, and you're going to buy a Christmas gift this year for that name, and then somebody's going to draw your name, and you make your Christmas desires known. And this year I'm looking for a good carving knife. I'm very frustrated with the knives that we have when it comes to cutting meat. Jeff wouldn't know anything about this, but I'm looking for a good carving knife, and that's the gift that I've asked for this year. And hopefully, it'll be something that, knowing who's buying it for me, I'm certain it'll be something that doesn't come from Walmart. So quality, I think, will be there. But yeah, that's a great idea. Making something. I don't know that anybody in my family is capable of making a knife. But metalworking was never my interest. I could do it if I had the interest, but I just
Well, that and the tools.
And the tools. Yeah, I've got some very basic tools, just enough to burn something down and I could tack weld something that will stay together long enough for it to fall apart. And it's exactly what happened on a fender that my dad had a trailer here, and the fender had broken welds on it, and I repaired that using a welder. Anyway, he tells me that the fender was loose by the time he got to Indiana, so I'm not sure if he cut that fender off or if he. Anyway, my repair didn't hold. So, all right. Well, thank you for that, David. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? And before I ask you about that, I just wanted to say, I guess this is where I was going anyway. I just wanted to say congratulations and thank you on being the most recent lifetime member. Appreciate that very much.
Justin, and to me it's an honor to be part of this really good organization here. There's a lot of great people here. But I also like to thank you on the suggestion you just said about the carving knife. My sister's been hounding me to death for something to get me for Christmas, and I didn't really realize I needed a really good carving knife until you mentioned it. So I think I'm going to call her as soon as we get off the air here and tell her that's what I need.
Yeah, very good.
I really appreciate that.
Well, good stuff, David. I think my family was just shocked at the fact that I didn't ask for an Amazon gift card or a radio part. So, yeah, carving knife is, like I say, carving a turkey here recently at a meal, and it was a frustrating experience. And we used to have good knives. That used to be a fun thing to do. And but if you don't have a good knife, it's not very fun. All right. Thank you for that, David. With that, we're going to move on to Atlanta. Well, we already spoke with Atlanta 3-1 Ron. So I think we can move on next to Gainesville 417 William in Auburn. William, did you have any Christmas gift suggestions and any shopping tips?
417 WRER 451. No, I really don't have anything. I take the easy way out most of the time and get the gift cards. That way somebody can pretty much get what they want. Usually when I try to get something, it's the wrong thing. But I have another problem. I keep trying to renew my membership, and I can't get the website to work when I get down to paying it. Have you got any suggestions?
All right, so understand you're having trouble renewing your membership. You said when you get down to paying, but elaborate a little bit more about how you're getting and where you're getting to.
Hey, I'm hitting on the bar that says renew membership here. I hit that, then I go in and I fill out the form with everything on it, and then I get down to ready to pay, and I can't get it to accept my payment. Now, I don't know if I'm going into the wrong area or what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong, obviously.
Well, after you fill out your information, towards the bottom of the page, there's going to be a checkbox that says renewal, which you are an existing member, so make sure you check off that box. Then down a little ways more, you're going to see Google or Apple Pay options, as well as an Add to Cart button. If you add it to the cart and then go to the top right-hand corner and click on the cart, you can then check out like normal on any other e-commerce site.
can't get it to add to the cart?
Well, if you can't get it to add to the cart, then there is one information field or one box that you have not filled out or filled out improperly. So,
and it's probably highlighted in red.
right. So your FCC call sign, a valid email address, all those kinds of required fields that we need to maintain our membership roster. If one of those is incorrect, it will not let you proceed.
Okay. Well, I'll try it again and see what happens, and hopefully it'll work. And you guys, as far as gift suggestions, I don't know, maybe a new membership. How about that?
Well, a new membership would be a great Christmas gift, but maybe that's something we need to look into with Kate about North Georgia GMRS gift cards. Put those on the store. We'll have to look into that. But very good suggestion. Thank you for that, William. Was there anything else you had?
I don't think so. I think I'm done for the night. And you guys have a good evening and great net. And I'll go ahead and check out.
All right, William. Well, it was good talking to you, and thank you for checking in tonight. Next on our list, we had a couple of in and outs, so let's roll through those. I had Atlanta 528, Ronnie and Lyerly, Atlanta 780, Houston and Austell, Alabama 20, Eric in Leesburg, all in and out, which brings me to Blue Ridge 549. Uncle Mike, I know you're not a typical Christmas tradition type person, but I know you are very good at giving gifts. So what do you have for gift ideas for us?
Well, thank you for recognizing my abnormality with gift giving. I can't always remember when somebody's birthday is, or I'm not close by at Thanksgiving, or I'm not close by at Christmas. So throughout the year, when I see something that is on the shelf at the hardware store listed at Amazon or some obscure site, and I think of somebody who would like that, or I think would like it, a box shows up at their door 3 days later. I spread gift giving out through the year. It works better for me that way. And if the person is under 25 or 30, almost always a toy. It's just a different way of looking at the same, at that concept, and twisting it around a little bit to make it convenient for me. And I get some quite good ideas over the year. I need to take a little break, and then I have a couple of comments. Justin said I could talk about what I wanted to. Let me take a break. I'll be right back with a couple of thoughts. First off, I've kept some notes here. I heard our superhuman network engineer, Atlanta 810, try to answer a question about how are you going to make that work. Now, a truly superhuman alien like John, the proper answer was I have artificially induced North Pole ducking. Get that one? I thought that was a great answer, but John missed it. A North Pole duck. Okay, corny joke, I recognize. Item number 2. Before the network really got started, I heard what I thought was going to become one of my favorite words, and I want to thank McDonough 22
Too many acronyms. Well, Uncle Mike, I think you're throwing a lot of acronyms around that very easy for somebody like Justin to lose track of.
Bowie what?
I don't know. Maybe I lost them too, but I tried to write them down as Tim used them when he was on his signal from y'all. Just a vain attempt at humor. The answer to your question I've already given. Y'all are having a great night tonight. I need to get back to watching it. I came over here to the radio when I knew it was about to be my turn. Carry on, sirs. You're putting on a great show. Back to Ned.
Did it not track me coming back in?
No, it got stuck on me.
It caught you coming out, but not back in. Go ahead.
Well, Uncle Mike from up around Cherry Log, we'll see if we can figure something out. Maybe we'll have to have you sit in on a acronym console, and we'll see what we come up with. Maybe not. No, that's a terrible idea. Let's not do that.
I think you'd get lost in the first couple minutes.
I'm already lost. But I appreciate your suggestion nonetheless, Mike, and we'll think of something. I don't know what, but we'll think of something. But yeah, you know, what a cool thing to have the resources and the technology to be able to pull off a legitimate Santa net from a legitimate Santa at the North Pole. I'm really impressed at where we've been able to get to in the years, and the technology and the advances that we've made in relationships. It's all about relationships, getting to know the right people to be able to make things like this happen, and you're a part of that. So you're one of those relationships that's very highly valued. So thank you, Uncle Mike. With that, we're going to move on to Chattanooga 162. Larry in Chattanooga. Larry, did you have any shopping tips? Did you have any gift suggestions for the holiday coming?
Go back to Eric before Bill. Keep their family together.
Okay. Did you adjust the... You did not. That's fine.
I just have a note at the bottom of the log, but...
Okay. All right, not hearing anything from Larry. Larry's probably busy on a ham net somewhere. Appreciate you checking in tonight. We're going to continue on with CW2. Stephen in Arnoldsville is in and out tonight, and that'll bring us next to Cades Cove 80. Eric, we had you before, but we couldn't make you out. Let's try you again now. We really didn't hear much of anything that first time around, so if you'll start over with gift suggestions or shopping tips, and also your luncheon. Let's talk about the holiday stuff first. We'll get to your luncheon here in a little bit.
All right, good afternoon or evening, and I apologize. I was working mobile, and I was far out in the woods. Grizzly Adams delivers the mail out there. So, holiday tips or suggestions? Man, there's a lot of them. You know, I try and do my shopping online, so I don't have to fight the crowd and so forth. I know Walmart closes at midnight now, but the later the better you shop. We just left Walmart doing a delivery from there, and I mean there was hardly no cars in the parking lot. That really surprised us. So if you have to travel, you know, of course, obey the speed limits as much as you can. You know, watch what's around you. You can be the safest driver in the world, and it just takes that one other person to make a little mistake to mess that all up. always watch your mirrors. Driver, we had to watch our mirrors every 6 seconds. We were turning our heads every 6 seconds. My eyes was in a mirror. So, make sure your tires are good before you travel. Let me break. Make sure, all your fluids are up to level. Because the last thing you want to do is be on the way to Grandma's house with all the kids in the car, and you're on I-65 or 85, and you have a blowout, or you have a radio. Yeah, that thing, those hoses. Have one of them bust. Just check everything out before you go. And that's about all I got on that part.
Well, that's some great advice, and there are a lot of people that will be doing some holiday travel. So I'm glad you brought that up. And it just a few minutes to make sure your tires are properly inflated. This is a time of the year when the cooler temperatures causes the tire pressures to drop, and so your tires might be underinflated, and it's important to just do some of these basic things that Eric's talking about. Check your tires, make sure they're properly inflated, make sure that there's nothing, you're not low on tread, things of that nature. Have a look over your vehicle's fluids. Make sure your oil level is where it needs to be. Make sure your coolant is where it needs to be. Make sure you have windshield washer fluid. It's really, really important this time of the year. And these are some very simple and very basic automotive tips for pre-trip, pre-travel.
So you do have to put winter air in the tires?
It's not so much about winter air as it is about the winter air is less dense than summer air.
Ah.
And because it's less dense, it loses air pressure.
That makes sense.
Do you remember that scene from the Marty McFly movie, Back to the Future? The density of anyway,
we're going on a tangent.
Anyway, yeah, bad turn on that road, but some good points and some additional points. It's a holiday season, and we're out and we're shopping. Eric says go as late as possible to avoid the crowds, and I can appreciate the value of that, but there's also some danger in that too. I guess it doesn't matter what time of the day. You should be vigilant, pay attention. When you're coming out of the store and you've got bags in your arms, make sure you have your keys in your hand and you're ready to get into that car. Don't spend a lot of time dawdling, getting stuff into the car. Get in the car as quickly as you can, lock the doors, and then arrange your packages inside the car. Don't stand there with the doors open and not paying attention to what's going on around you. Those are things that are recipes for disaster, opportunities for people to do things that they might not otherwise do. So don't allow yourself to be a target. And
well, not only that, but I mean, even just leaving your door open in a parking lot with distracted drivers backing into your door that was open, and now you got a different problem on your hands because the door won't shut.
Right. Yeah. So just be vigilant and be careful. Shop with. Bring someone along. Pick up a friend and go together. Take a family member if you can. And Jeff says it's time to break. And just be extra careful. Absolutely, positively be sure that you don't flash any cash around when you're in the stores. Try to keep small amounts of money. Keep money in different compartments or different places, so that at no point do you reveal a lot of money. And if you have to pull money out of two different pockets to be able to make a purchase, then that's better than pulling out this big wad of cash and then stuffing it back in that pocket and having someone follow you into a restroom. So don't make it obvious that you have a lot of cash. and just be smart about what we do this holiday season. So thanks for bringing that up. That was a little bit sideways from where we were headed tonight, but I think it's important stuff, and I'm glad you brought that up. So before we let you go, Eric, let's talk a little bit about this luncheon now that we have a very, very good signal on you.
Okay, Justin, I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to do this. I posted on Facebook a new year is upcoming, so let's try something new. A Knoxville, Tennessee luncheon. The location will be at Old Charlie's Restaurant. It's in Farragut, Tennessee, also considered West Knoxville. The address is 11036 Parkside Drive, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37934. You're welcome to talk to me later about that. I would like for everyone to email me that is going to be attending. They have a 15 tabletop in the back of the restaurant that I could reserve. So I would like to know how many people will be coming so I can notify the restaurant that we are coming. Let me break. This will be on January the 2nd, 2024 at 12 p.m. We can discuss maybe changing time, then, changing the location then. But this is a real nice restaurant that has excellent lunch specials. So everybody in the Knoxville region who is listening, I would love for you guys to show up. This will be Dutch pay. So I'm not a wealthy man, so I can't afford to pay everybody's lunch. I wished I could. Let me break. Anybody in the Chattanooga region is more than welcome. Anybody in the network is more than welcome to come. I know it's a long haul for our southern network, but if you can make it, please do. I'd like to get this going like all the rest, the Chattanooga luncheon and the Atlanta luncheon, or the southern, however they call it. So once again, it's at Old Charlie's Restaurant, 11036 Parkside Drive, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37934. January 2nd, 2024 at 12 p.m.
All right. Well, good stuff. And hopefully the folks in the Cades Cove, Knoxville area will be available to come and hang out and have lunch and have some radio GMRS fellowship. It's a great way to build relationships. So encourage folks that are in that region and anybody else that has an interest in joining in. And Eric, I would offer this, that attendance may take a while to grow. So don't be discouraged if you don't have a lot of folks show up. But consistency is the key, and keep making that available. And I think that in time you'll have a decent following, a decent gathering, and sounds like a great place to eat. So I think like I say, consistency is key in establishing something like this. And so good stuff. Once upon a time, these sorts of gatherings were something that we would do maybe quarterly, and typically they would happen for some strange reason near the Woodstock area. A couple of times right here in Woodstock, and one time over in Austell, and another time up. We have been a couple of times up at that park off of Lake Allatoona. But in any case, it's always been my wish that this would be something that the membership would just kind of take on upon itself and do. Because I can't organize all of these things, and I can't be involved in all of these things. And folks, if you're waiting for me to do something, it could be a long wait. I just can't do all the things that I'd like to do. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted this network to do, is to have these gatherings in different areas so that no one needs to be excluded. And I know that part of this is driven from Eric has attended virtually everything that we've done in the last year. And I think he'd like to have something that he can engage in that's a little bit closer to home for him, because I know he's got a lot of hours in driving for many of these events. So hopefully you have a good turnout, and you can build upon a series of relationships that can come out of this. So good stuff, Eric. With that, let's move on next to Cades Cove 83, Bill in Rockwood. Bill, it's great to have you on the air tonight. Bill, do you have any holiday gift suggestions or shopping tips?
Shopping ideas, I would go for something really cheap, like a Christmas card or some color papers where you can make Christmas cards for people. And then also to get like ornaments that you can make of your own, and then send them to people for, gifts for next year or whatever. And just remember that my belief was I used to, open my presents on Christmas Eve, because of the simple fact Jesus was the gift on Christmas morning. You notice that, and that's I keep in mind. But he's the reason why the season's here. He is the reason for the season. But yeah, just Christmas cards, Christmas ornaments, even wreaths for that matter. Make them yourself. Go out there outside in the world, find some of the pine needles or whatever, and make your own wreaths and send them out for gifts. Anyways, that's about really all I gotta say about, Christmas ideas and gifts and such. Anyway, you guys are doing a great job in your net, so let me break.
One step closer to a steak dinner. You're at 6 now.
That's all I gotta say.
He said he was gonna wait until after the net. Well, I think that's a great idea, Bill. A handmade or a homemade wreath. That would be. I would love to have something like that here. I know that Julie would love to have a handmade wreath, and that's that's something that comes from the soul. That's personal. That's deeper than a gift card, and it's deeper than going out and buying a gadget or a trinket or this or that. Even buying, if you go out and buy some of those undecorated glass ornaments and then bring them home and paint things on them or decorate them in some way and give those out. That's the kind of thing that we just don't do that much of anymore. But it's still, there's heart in that, and we really should move back to making things for one another again. That's a great idea, Bill. I'm glad you brought that up. With that, let's go ahead and move to Cades Cove 81, Candace in Rockwood. Candace, do you have any gift suggestions or shopping tips for the holiday?
Good evening, and thank you for letting me on my net. Actually, I think they basically mostly covered everything I was going to say. But I do have one suggestion. Obviously, when you're on the road and driving a long way, and you have a whole family in the car, make one they're okay, make one you're okay, and just have a safe trip. hanging up the whip and talking about you. That you want to net, you know.
I'm sorry, Candace, I did not follow that. Usually I can pick out what she's saying, but I just didn't.
I couldn't either.
Well, Candace, I know that Bill stole your thunder and he took your ideas for what you were going to say, but I guess that's what you get for letting him go first. But seriously, I did not pick out what you had commented after you told us about Bill's remarks. I just wasn't able to pick that together. Do you want to try that again?
I was saying, you're on a lone, going a long way at family house, and what whatever you're doing, make all a yellow day, make all everybody comfortable, and with, ramen and everything.
Make other people comfortable?
I think that's what she was getting.
Well, I think that's a meaningful thing too, is, to go a long way towards making other people comfortable. I probably failed at that tonight, but I think what I'm hearing from your heart is that it can be very awkward and very challenging at times to be around people that you don't know well, and a little effort at making others comfortable in that circumstance can go a long way. So if I heard you correctly, I think that was the direction that you were going. And I think that's big stuff, because it is challenging sometimes, especially when you don't fit into a crowd, to be comfortable in that. And so a kind word or a gesture or a friendly smile might be all it takes to make somebody feel more comfortable and welcome in that environment. And that's something that I've always wanted North Georgia GMRS to be, is a very inclusive and welcoming and family-friendly environment. And I think that we do that. I think we do that pretty well. There's always room for improvement, and I need to listen better. But in any case, I'm glad that you were able to participate tonight, and thank you for your comments. And Merry Christmas to you and your family. Next, we have Blue Ridge 67. Michael in Cleveland is in with us tonight. Michael, did you have any gift suggestions or shopping tips that you want to share with the group?
Good evening, Net Control. Good evening, North Georgia GMRS. I would say just new pew-pews. I've never seen anybody sad holding a new pew-pew. But I think everything that I would say has been said. One of the first comments was to, make memories. And that's one thing that I've learned over the years is to stop and smell the roses. There's a lot of times where I was at work and I'll never get those times back. So now when I think of gift ideas, I think of things that I can do with people that I care about that they'll take with them through the rest of their life, and I will as well. Let me break. So I think that, anything that I can add is just, take those times with you, or, like also has been said, you make something and let it be from the heart. And that's about all I have. And I've got an early morning, so I'm going to be clear after this. I appreciate
I'll bet your early morning's not as early as my early morning.
Everybody have a good night.
I told you, it's all relative.
Well, good stuff, Michael. Yeah, and that's Yeah, it is Michael. Okay, there we go. The color changed and got me out of order there, but that's good stuff. The making memories and experiences is something that I've long believed in. When our kids got to in their early teen years, we kind of came to this understanding that we buy them all these presents, and we spend all of this money on all these stupid toys, and within a week, most of these toys are ignored. It doesn't take very long for the newness to wear off and the appreciation for the value of these gifts to just be gone. But experiences last much, much longer. So one of the things that we began to do at Christmas time was we would buy the kids one expensive collective gift, like a PlayStation with some games, or a Wii with some games. One expensive gift that they would kind of all be able to have. We would also buy them several small trinkety stocking stuffer kind of things and some candies and stuff of that nature. But then we would also plan a family trip, typically between Christmas and New Year's. We would go to the Great Wolf's Lodge. We did that several years. We went to different lodges because that's an indoor water park. And in December in Indiana, to go to a water park is so cool. Kids loved that. And it was something that the kids talk about, even today, to be able to go on a family trip. And, when you consider the cost of buying all the kids individual Christmas presents versus the cost of going on a trip, it's about a wash in some cases. So let me break. So I think that there's a lot more value in the experiences, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a trip to a water park. It could be just a trip to someplace interesting, and maybe nothing more expensive than a tank of gas. So things to consider at the holiday time. I'm going to break again.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, my throat is just all scratchy. All right. Try to get my tickled throat back under control here and continue on. Next on the list is Blue Ridge 45, Robert in Mineral Bluff. Robert is in and out tonight.
This is the old switcheroo right here.
Okay, so now we have Atlanta 829. John incoming is in and out. Also, we have Chattanooga 84. Jim in Hickson is in and out. Chattanooga 160. David in Chickamauga is. Did I get that right?
I think you did.
I think I did. Chickamauga. David is in and out. CW43. Chad in Bowersville is in and out. Dallas 49. Doug in Hiram is in and out. Atlanta 557. Ed in Kennesaw is in and out. Atlanta 259. Dana in Dahlonega in and out. And next we have Atlanta 403. Bobby at the Vortex. Bobby, do you have any holiday gift suggestions or shopping tips?
No, I would just go with the gift card. I'm a single adult now, so I don't have to worry too much about shopping. No, I would just go with the gift cards. I never know what to buy people.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and just wanted to bring to mind that Jeff would prefer an extra large Dunkin' Donuts gift card. So there you go.
Those are always accepted of any size.
Yeah. So when you're passing out the gift cards, don't forget that one. And I don't know, you're gonna have to have an entry card for access to the Vortex going forward?
You broke up on that one. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah, I'll bet. All right. Well, good stuff, Bobby. Yeah, the gift cards are definitely the easy out. And don't forget, you can buy when you buy that Dunkin' Donuts card for Jeff, get the $5 one and cross that out and write 50 on there. And that works too. You know, this is something that I don't know that Walmart does this anymore, but my brother did this to me years ago. And it's basically the gift card that's kind of blank. You put your own amount on it. And
he didn't put any on it, did he?
No. Well, he put like $25 or some small amount on it, but he wrote on there $250. So that's where that gag comes from. We have done this to each other for years, but he did it first. It's his gag, and he got me. He got me. He got me good. $250. Wow. Made me feel bad because of what I got him for Christmas wasn't worth $250.
But he had the last laugh.
Oh, he still gets the last laugh most of the time, but I'm used to that. That's the way it goes. Well, good stuff, Bobby. With that, let's move on to Gainesville 44. Joe, he's not at the Vortex. He's in Cleveland. I'm not sure why there's a difference, but in any case, Joe, do you have any holiday?
I think it's because he's the property owner. It's only the Vortex for guests.
Okay. All right.
I think that's how that works.
Well, you know, the tiki bar is always a tiki bar, so I don't know why. But in any case, Joe, do you have any holiday gift suggestions or shopping tips?
Hey, it's still Bobby over here. Your signal to us is totally breaking up. I mean, you're cutting in and out big time on this end, and we've checked everything, and we don't know what it is on this end, but we can hardly hear you. I know you probably just called on Joe, but we can't hear anything from him.
It's that time of night for Starlink.
No, all right. We think we may have a bandwidth constraint with Starlink on the flagship repeater.
How are we into a Chattanooga station?
Yeah, any Chattanooga station, come back and tell us how we sound up there. Is it just flagship that's having trouble?
WRKJ 453, Chattanooga 69. Sound great up here.
All right, Ronnie, I appreciate that. Hey, well, I've got you. Ronnie, when is your next lunch gathering?
Our next one is Saturday the 16th at noon. Saturday the 16th at noon.
All right, understand Saturday the 16th at noon at Champy's in East Ridge. Champy's is easy to find. It's just west of I-75 off of exit 1 and just a short distance on the right-hand side. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. We do have some new members also in the area that are supposed to be attending, so should have a great turnout.
Well, very good. And Champy's is big enough to handle pretty much whatever turnout we show up with. So it'll be a great place. It's good food. It's reasonably priced, and you can't beat the fellowship. So come on out to Champy's on December 16th at noon and hang out with some North Georgia GMRS radio folks. I appreciate that, Ronnie. With that, let's go ahead and keep on trucking. I understand we do have some radio issues off of the flagship repeater. If you're able to tune into another repeater,
it's either that or ducting's getting them. We've been having ducting going to flagship today too,
and that's also a consideration is ducting. So with that, let's see if Joe is there. We may just have to skip on through some of this, but let's see what we got. Gainesville 44. Are you able to hear? We got a rough copy on you, but yeah, we've got you. Gainesville 44, we had a rough copy on you, but we do have you.
Everyone else says we're fine. Repeater-wise.
All right. Well, Gainesville 44, I guess we don't have you. Sorry about that, Joe. We were able to hear Bobby just fine, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but at any case, we're going to have to continue on. Atlanta 454, Steve in Lilburn was in and out. Atlanta 637, Dave in Kennesaw is in and out. Atlanta 519, Gary in Marietta is in and out. Atlanta 532, Tom in Flowery Branch is in and out. And that'll bring us to Atlanta 849, Pamela in Duluth is in tonight. Pamela, do you have any gift ideas or shopping tips you'd like to share?
If she can hear us.
Good evening, gentlemen, and everyone on the net. Yes, I have quite a few, so you will just have to hang in and bear with me. I'll try to get everything in because I keep thinking of things as I'm hearing everybody talking. So if you're going to get the gift cards, you need to go to Kroger and make it more worthwhile for yourself because on Fridays they have 4 times the points on your purchases when you purchase the gift cards at this time, and you can get extra fuel points to make those trips cost a little bit less with the gas costs. Let me take a break. Also, some of the Krogers do have the Starbucks, and those are make great gift cards for those who love their coffee. When I was growing up, my parents would run out of gift wrap and things, and they would take cereal boxes and other food boxes and use those to put our gifts in, and it was always fun to see which gift boxes we would get with Captain Crunch and Fruit Loops and Hershey's chocolate boxes. That was always fun to see what would turn up in those boxes. Also, when you wrap gifts, try not to put the glitter and the tinsel and everything in it because it sure is a mess when you have to clean all that up. And it kind of aggravates people sometimes. I like what they were talking about, have your car ready when you're traveling and when you're out at the shopping centers. Keep an eye out for everyone around you. Good idea to park under a bright light if you can. It'd be safe that way. I missed something about that bet you're having about the steak dinner, and maybe you could kind of tell us a little bit more about that. And are they wearing fuzzy slippers to that steak dinner? I was wondering about that. I'm enjoying listening to it. Great ideas, and I hope everybody was able to hear all that, and y'all have a great holiday.
Well, those are some great suggestions, Pamela. And yes, the 4 times points for Kroger. If you engage in that, it's a great way to save money on fuel. The fuel points can add up. You know, you're buying groceries anyway, and so when you're buying groceries and you accumulate those points on your Kroger receipts, you can use that to offset the cost of fuel when you buy fuel from Kroger. And if you buy gift cards on, I believe it's on Fridays, then they multiply the point value by 4. And that's a great suggestion and a great way to gain a little personal benefit from those gift card purchases because it will help offset your fuel costs when you go to fuel up your vehicle. Good stuff. And another thing that, Pamela, you'd kind of revisited the notion about being safe and vigilant, parking under bright lights and things like that. You know, as men, it's super easy when you're at any store and you see a woman walking out of the store alone with her packages. It doesn't cost us anything but a moment of time just to keep an eye out and make sure she makes it to the car and that nobody hassles her along the way. And we can do that. It doesn't cost us anything. And that's something that we can do to just make sure that society behaves itself and that people don't take advantage. So good stuff. And Pamela, you'd made mention about the steak dinner. The steak dinner is all about the membership levels, and it was way earlier in the year. I don't remember when. Jeff says it was in the summertime. I had commented to Gary that if we made 1,000 members, that I'd buy him a steak dinner because I didn't think we were going to get there. But here we are, and we are nearly at 1,000 members. Jeff, you looked at the count just a moment ago. What was it?
994. You're 6 away from a steak dinner.
994 contributing members, and how many tactical unit numbers assigned?
1,489.
Almost 1,500 members of this network participating, engaging, listening, contributing, and making this the most awesome radio community in the world. So this is fantastic stuff. Yeah, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth I always enjoy spending time with Gary, and if I have to buy him a dinner because we got to 1,000 members, I think that'll be worth it too. So tell your friends and your family. Jeff says I have to break. And help build the community, and these new members will be next year's members too, so that will help with that membership drive. And this is our only time of the year that we actively pursue new members and renewals. So we don't really hound folks about renewals until we get into the last month of the year. And I just want to take this opportunity right now to remind folks, if you don't renew by the end of the year, we make the assumption that you're not going to. And so your tactical unit number will be released. It will be available for new memberships that come in, after January 1st. So if you want to be sure that you preserve your tactical unit number, the best way to do that is to make a renewal. Make that renewal before the end of the year, and then your TAC number won't change. If you don't do that, it could very well be that your TAC number gets reassigned, and when you decide to renew next year, you can. It's not a big deal. You can get a new TAC number. Folks have changed their TAC numbers for various reasons along the way, but if you want to preserve your TAC number, please be sure and get that renewal in before the end of the year. All right. Well, thank you for that, Pamela. Is Ernest still out burning leaves?
He is back in, and he hasn't had his cup of coffee yet, so I don't think he's available to speak because he needs that coffee after burning all those leaves. But I want to interject one more thing. I hope it's okay. I forgot about mentioning about Christmas gifts. Is that all right?
Yeah, Pamela, go ahead.
I think this is important. I just missed it on my list. Your people you visit, your business partners, or the stores you go to, like, or having your hair done, going to a barber, your doctors, dentists, your postal workers, these people deliver. They really need our appreciation and our support, because these guys are really getting out, working hard till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night to get our mail to, our packages to. We can give them to our friends and family. So we need to remember all these businesses we go to. Give them a little card, a candy cane, something to support our support and how much we really appreciate them. So that was what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Well, that's a good observation. I hadn't really considered, and we very often will do those things. We try to leave a little something for the postal carrier and our garbage service and all of those services. Although I never really have tried to tip an Amazon driver. Jeff, do you have any tips for Amazon drivers?
Do we have to go there over the air?
All right, we'll leave that one alone. No tips for Amazon drivers from Jeff. But in any case, those service providers, that's a great idea and a great way to show your appreciation for the efforts that they've made on your behalf through the year. So good stuff. All right, thank you, Pamela. With that, we're going to move on. Atlanta 848 Ernest is not quite ready to come on the air, so we're going to show him as, well, he already is. He's in and out. Next is Atlanta 479. Bill in Holly Springs is in and out. And that'll bring us to Cades Cove 82, Jenny in Rockwood. Jenny is in. Jenny, did you have any holiday tips or gift suggestions or shopping tips?
Guys, this is Cades Cove 80. We apologize. Mom got wore out. She had to go to bed, but she did ask me to relay any present that you want to give her. She will gladly accept. This is Cades Cove 80, WRX 9755.
Well, fantastic. Well, Eric, tell Jenny that we said good night, and thanks for participating on the air tonight. That's really cool that she does that. So help me remember, in future nets to see if we can get to her a little bit sooner so that she has a chance to get on the air. Next on our list is Atlanta 5-4. Brady in Winder is in and out, and that'll bring me to Chattanooga 6-0, Jason in Hickson. Jason, do you have any gift suggestions or shopping tips you'd like to share? He might have been in and out, and I don't know if we'll get.
We don't
Todd.
know. Yeah.
That was part of the Zello pileup.
Yeah. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and show Jason as in and out. He may have been, we had a bit of a pile up during that check-in, as well as Atlanta 1402, Todd in Silver City. Todd, did you have any holiday gift suggestions or shopping tips you'd like to share? All right, we're going to also show Todd Atlanta 1402 in and out tonight, and move on to Dallas 20. David in Southwest Paulding County was in and out, but I'm hoping David is there. Have a couple of questions. Seems that there is a net coming up soon, and I wanted to see if you want to talk about that. David, Dallas 20, are you available for a minute?
This is Dallas 20. Yes, sir. How are you reading me?
Can't read them, but we can hear them.
I can't read you, but I can hear you. You sound just fine. Audio's just a little bit low, but you're probably trying to keep from scaring wildlife away. So go on with your comment. Actually, what I wanted to ask you was a couple of things. But first, when's the next rabbit hole?
I got to get used to this. I'm using the Anytone radio. It's a little different than the Kenwood mics. The next rabbit hole net is this coming up Monday at 7 p.m. That's when we'll start taking early check-ins. And it's about, what is it about? It is about prepping during the holidays and gift ideas for Christmas.
Ah, yes, the Life Straw would be a great stocking stuffer, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir, it would. With a lot of notifications I've gotten, people are running sales on, some good bushcraft knives, some of the propane tanks to use for your Coleman stoves, and I've even seen a lot of sales on precious metals. So, if you're into that stuff, it's a good time to buy a few things and bulk up and get ready, because January 1, there is a significant increase coming on the Freedom Seeds.
Well, there's a significant increase coming in a lot of things. And, I suppose ammunition is going to be one of those. And there's lots of things at play here, and don't want to go down the political road, but that's a great point, David. This is an opportunity to make a purchase ahead of those increases. And also, this is an opportunity to make a purchase of a renewal and secure your membership for 2024 at the 2023 rate. So just a pro tip for the financially minded out there, that getting your renewal in early not only secures your tactical unit number, but it also softens the impact on your wallet. I don't know what those changes are going to be, but I would go ahead and secure my membership now if I was able to. So just a bit of advice. Well, thank you for that, David. I'm glad you were able to jump in here. You want to talk a little bit more about holiday gift suggestions or shopping tips? Well, I guess you just did. Do you have anything else to add?
I guess you did.
Well, in all honesty, a renewal of the North Georgia GMRS membership goes along with your preps. If radios are part of your emergency communications network, you need to make sure you're actually paying the membership for that network. So that's a huge part of it. You got to be able to communicate. So I do encourage everyone to get your family involved. We are now starting to get mom involved in this, and we got an announcement during the rabbit hole net, but get your family involved. Your license covers your family. Bring them in here, get them involved. It's a fun thing to get into, and just to sit here and talk about prepping, survival, or what are you cooking on the grill next week. But no, it's going to be a good one.
Yes. Well, they always are, and I, for one, am always interested in the next edition of the Rabbit Hole Net. So thanks for coming on and talking to us about that, and look forward to hearing you and Lisa and perhaps additional hosts on Monday evening. 7 o'clock for early check-ins. The net starts at 7:30 this coming Monday. Thank you, David. With that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to Gainesville 43. David in Auburn is in and out. Atlanta 261, Scott in Holly Springs is in and out. Chattanooga 30, Jonathan in Hickson is in and out. And Atlanta 49, David in Loganville is in and out. Those are the check-ins that we have at this time. That is the bottom of my list. At this time, Net Control will take one round of late check-ins. Any questions or comments The floor is open. Net control standing by. How many rounds of check-ins?
1.
I thought you said just one.
Uno. Just so you know, down below there are 3 folks from YouTube. I don't know if you want to acknowledge that, but those 3 came in from the live stream.
Ah. Okay.
They were all in and outs.
Obviously.
Well, several of them are still in the stream.
I don't hear any late check-ins.
There was a "this is," and that was it.
Yeah.
RZM974, chat 17 on Zello, checking in and out. Thank you, guys.
Here's one of the YouTube ones.
Well, throughout the course of this night,
This is?
on the air.
Mm-hmm.
This is WRYR 434 Atlanta 590. Figured I'd check in on radio. In and out. Good to see you guys.
I think it's good that we at least keep track of YouTube check-ins.
I think so too. Yeah, let's keep doing that.
Jeff, you broke the log this time.
What did I do?
Were they both in and out?
Yeah.
They were, yeah. Sorry, I'll mark those.
That's fine. Long and uncomfortable pause for any Zello check-ins.
Did you fix it?
Yeah, I'm fixing it. The lookups are just missing from some of those cells.
So, I think we're done. So,
I think so.
yeah.
So, John...
Unless somebody takes another round of check-ins.
No.
Jeff.
My back will go on strike if we do that.
John's going to be your only other one that's not listed now.
Okay.
I'm going to take these out. Well, did you want that?
No, that's fine. Just like you've got it.
Okay.
All right. Wanted to leave a adequate pause in there for any Zello users that might be attempting to check in. So what we have for late check-ins is Chattanooga 17 Douglas in Hickson is in and out. And we have Atlanta 590 Bradley and Jasper is in and out. Also from YouTube, we see a check-in from Gainesville 76 John in Gainesville, obviously in and out. And that brings up an interesting point because we've not done YouTube check-ins, and I've kind of mixed in terms of whether I want to start taking check-ins off of YouTube or social media. The challenge that I have is this, is that it's easy to miss because we have so many things going on during the net. It's easy to miss those check-ins when they come in through YouTube or through Facebook or through other social media platforms. And that's why I've always resisted taking check-ins from those, because I don't want to encourage that to happen. But we're better staffed now, and maybe that's something that we can begin doing. So
I think monitoring the live stream is reasonable, but not social media as well.
So there you have it. We'll begin taking check-ins and acknowledging them over the air from YouTube viewers, but probably not on Facebook or any other social media platforms. So if you do want to make your check-in and tell us that you're watching, I appreciate that, and welcome to do that. We'll try to catch as many of those as we can and get them mentioned in the log. But at this time, this is going to conclude the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight we had a total of... What do we have?
We just snuck one in there. Miss Kate snuck in on the YouTube feed, so we'll get her in the log, and that'll give us a count of 55.
So Atlanta 751, Kate high atop Mount Waleski, in and out. For a total of 55?
Yep. We're going with that.
Okay, 55. That's what the auditors say. 55 check-ins this evening, including myself and the other net controllers in the room. Net control will now be returning the repeaters back to normal use. Everyone who signed in should sign out. I want to say thanks to everyone out there for allowing us to serve as your net control this evening. Good night, everyone. This is Atlanta 946, WQYR 514. My name is Justin.
This is Blue Ridge 63, WRWM 344. My name is Mike.
And Atlanta 750, WRMR 367. My name is Jeff. Good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in for live stream or RF.
We are North Georgia GMRS Network, and we are clear.